Just make sure they're not in need of anything. Wouldn't like to see a biker in distress, especially not in my own village, that's for sure. Must just be checking directions or something, I suppose, or maybe resting their tiry legs. Mind you, I didn't even pay attention as to what bike they were on. I think it might have been a GS, I don't know. I'll have a look later. But yeah, basically this little video here is I'm off to get some tobacco, some milk and some toilet paper. The three most quintessential items of one's daily life. And I just wanted to show how bad these roads that I ride on are. And henceforth answer the question I asked myself this morning as to why a supermoto. Well, there you go. For a start, that was a patch of diesel just next to that. You can't quite make it out, but this entire road is slime from when it was really bad a few weeks back and the farmers didn't clear it. Almost to the point where somebody had actually walked along with a wheelbarrow and just emptied loads out. It's ridiculous. Well, from there it actually gets better as we go around the corner. But yeah, some might argue that this technically isn't a supermoto or a sumo or whatever you want to call it. And well, by right, I suppose it isn't. Because a supermoto or a sumo, call it sumo because I like that word. A sumo is normally something like, perfect example, a DRZ, which is the common one, a DRZ, which is then converted to 17-inch wheels and therefore becomes a supermoto or any other motocross style or light enduro style bike. Well, this certainly isn't a motocross or even a light enduro bike. It's a pig. We're going to stay at the road, by the way. It's an XR650L that's been dressed in road gear, but by the definition of the term supermoto, it's a supermoto. Look at that. That's why I ride one. Well, yeah, where was I? Yeah, I still believe that this is a supermoto. It just happens to be a very large, oversized one. I saw you, pheasant, trying to jump out at me. The reason why I've always had a fascination with them. I mean, I remember when Supermoto magazine first came out. I had the very first copy, and I had all of them up to about, I don't know, about 24, and to start with it was bi-monthly as well. So that gives you an idea. And then when the chance arose to get this, obviously I took it, especially because it was a friend's, and it wasn't like walking into a dealer and needing the money up front, and there's no way I would get finance by application or by choice. So needless to say, I jumped at the chance. And as such, I'm really happy for it. Now, I'd love to buy a KTM LC4 and convert it. Well, actually, no, I'd rather have the LC. Is it the LC9 or the LC8? That skinny little V-twin that they made. Goes into an LC4 chassis. That'd be my dream supermoto. Over 100 braking, something that weighs about 105 kilos wet. That'd just be bonkers. You're talking like flip it in fifth. But being on very limited funds at the minute due to, all the other shit, knees and back and fucking all that bollocks, there's no way I'd get even close to affording something like that, so I'm making do with this, and I am over the moon with it. I love it so much. It's still got a few little niggles that need ironing out, once money can afford. I mean, I know the oil scraper ring's sticky, so it is burning a little bit of oil, but not to any great excess. But more importantly, there's a lot of blow-by, which means that the oil's getting dirty. There's a lot of carbon in the oil, which ain't going to be doing the engine any good. But yeah, so far, I love it. It's my pig. I'm sure there's many more pigs like it, but this one is mine. Ah! Oh my god. I don't know if you can see. Oh, there's Danger Sheep! That sheep has been in this field. Can you see him? Danger Sheep, Danger Sheep. Do whatever a danger sheep does. Yeah, very fat sheep. I'm wondering if the farmers deliberately put them in there to fatten them up on that juicy crop, ready for the slaughter in winter. Winter, it is winter. Christmas. You know what I meant. But yeah, he's been in there a long time. Fair play to him, like. These roads are immensely slimy as well. Notice the brown tinge to them. Right, I nearly came a cropper last night going to my mum's. Hit something in the road in the dark that I could not see. And I think it was a piece of wood. I'm sure it was a big piece of fence post, but it's obviously gone now, thankfully. Otherwise I would have stopped and moved it in the daylight. Beautiful, that river. Look at the fucking diesel on that corner. Whole great line of it. Absolutely crazy. Oh man, it's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. In fact, see all these trees on the left hand side that they chopped from the other side of the bridge all the way around. I came to Barney the other day and the debris from that was all over the road. And it looked like they'd just finished, and it looked like they were about to leave, so I went into the council, because on a motorbike, absolutely lethal. You're talking like 4 to 6 inch pieces of 1/2 inch to 1 inch diameter tree branch. Hit one of those at a funny angle and boom, you're off. Especially with that corner of the diesel everywhere. Yeah, so I went into the council and I was like, I hope they're going to bring a road sweeper along. Well anyway, the girl in the council's lovely. She rang up and made sure they did, and lo and behold, it got done pretty damn sharpish. But I was curious to see whether actually it would have got done had I not mentioned anything. Anyway, I'm rambling shit now. So. Ah, yeah, that's another thing as well. Notice on the last video it was crackly. Well, unfortunately, that night of filming that, me and Dan, the other lad with the FMX, he came through to mine. We did some work on his bike, then did some more work on his bike, and yeah, I had a really good night ride back with both of us. But unfortunately, the mic was so crackly, I couldn't have put it on. It was horrendous. But I think what it was I think I'd broken the cable that goes from the drift to the adapter. It had some tape stuck on it, and I thought, well, it's only masking tape, I'll try and just pull it off the cord itself. Well, of course it didn't actually come off, did it? Because it was all bunched together tightly. So yeah, I think that actually broke the internals of the cable, but hopefully it'll all be resolved again now. Funnily enough, it's bizarre how things work out. Rich gave me one with the drift, and I'd also accidentally bought a second one, so yeah, that's fate working in your favour, I think. It was a bit close, buddy. See if we get to play the who has right of way game that I thoroughly enjoy so much coming down this road. Yeah, looks like we're not going to. Oh well. Yes, that's your side of the road. You're welcome. Ah, that explains the problem. Obviously, if you have a big expensive Range Rover Sport, you do not have to abide by double yellows. Isn't it funny how dogs hate motorbikes? I find that truly weird. Well, I'm going to go a slightly different way home. because I said to Tom I would stop somewhere cool for a cigarette on the way back, drink my iced latte that I got. Got a thing for iced coffee. Oh, might be here for a while. Come on, come on, come on! There's no gaps I can sneak into either. Shit. Oh, we're gonna make it! We fucking made it! Get in! Bobby fucking Dazzler! Ha ha! Oh, I must remember to check my oil when we stop. So make sure you lot remind me. This is a... This road would be absolutely amazing. Whoa, nearly. Be absolutely amazing if you could have someone at either end with walkie-talkies or two-way radio of some kind. Say it's clear. Oh, it'd be absolutely mind-blowing. But unfortunately, we don't have that luxury. Therefore, there's another duck going nuts. So unfortunately, we have to go very slow. And topple that with the fact that they've obviously cut the hedges and not been considerate enough to sweep the road afterwards. So if I was to slam my brakes on that shit in the middle, I would be off. No questions about it, I would be off. One day I keep meaning to go have a nosy in that caravan park, or make an adventure out of it, stick it on the tube. Oh, it's the moon! Hello, moon! I love this bit here. This is the bit that I'd really like to take fast. You can't really make it out, but it's actually quite a steep downhill. And it levels off for a bit here and then drops again. Yeah, again, this is really actually quite steep. Still going downhill here. Yeah, get it! And that's why we ride a supermoto. Well, I've obviously offended this lady up here. Look, judging by the hacky looks we're getting. God, that's an awkward little bit of road. I don't like those bubbles. Ah, plenty of oil in anyway. Let's see how it's black.